Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to enter the Avenger with your Deluxo in GTA Online. It's a little tricky. The key really is to make sure that you're at the right height. If you're too low to the ground, it's going to say you cannot enter the Avenger. You need to get into a position where you can, right? Which is generally on the ground, right? But you can definitely enter in your Avenger in the air. There's also not a single spot that you need to be in. There's several spots, but that spot sort of changes a little bit. So what I tend to do is I find a spot and then I spam. I'm using the Xbox, so just use whatever appropriate key on your controller or keyboard or whatever. Then I spam that right D-pad button for me to enter. So whatever the key is to enter, just spam that button and then because basically what happens, I think, is the spot's kind of moving because the Avenger's sort of either moving because of the turbulence in the air or just the way it is. So generally there's kind of two spots. There's one kind of just on between the gun turret and the kind of the back area, if you will. And then there's kind of a spot that's kind of on the tail as well. And I find the tail a little bit easier, but not necessarily. It's really going to depend. But I think what the best way I could enter is if you do find a spot, let the car just sit still, and you'll notice even though you're not moving, like now if I just left this car and didn't move it at all, I'm not pushing any special buttons, I'm not pushing B, I'm not pushing down on the thumbstick or anything like that, and you'll notice that the actual blue circle or the text box that will appear to say enter into Avenger without actually moving. So I think it's kind of just slightly moving back and forth, and then when it gets to that position, then it'll allow you to enter the Avenger. So generally just kind of sit on the back wing in the middle. I generally kind of just go a little bit to the right. So if you're sitting on the back wing and you're looking forward, just kind of slightly to the right, almost like your wheel's going to go off the side, but not quite. And then you kind of just go back and forth. So reverse a little bit, but very slowly in terms of trying to find the spot, because if you do it too quickly, then the spot sort of disappears, right? You'll notice later in the video, I actually just sit still and then I just spam that. I spam the right D-pad button, and it lets me in relatively easy. So you just kind of have to get the right little spot, but it does work. Like I said, the key here is to make sure you're at the right height. Anywhere above the clouds I think is fine. I was fairly high up, just above my bunker. You'll see later in the video, near the end of the video, I was relatively high up, I thought, but then I came up with the message where, you know, find a different position, right? So you can't be too low to the ground. So if the ground's fairly visible, then chances are it's not going to work. And if you do get the text box that says find a different position, you know you're not high enough. So I'd say generally go above the clouds. That's fairly safe, and then even higher than that's fine. Anywhere above the clouds and higher up is fine. You might be able to go a little bit lower than the clouds, but you're gonna have to test it, right? So as you can see, I've just entered in there, no problem. I didn't really spend too much time trying to do that. I will actually move my plane. I'll move the Avenger a bit lower down, and you'll notice that, you know, I've tested different levels to see if the height actually made a difference. I didn't think it would. I wasn't convinced, but it absolutely does. So even though it was quite high up above the bunker, it wouldn't allow me to enter into it. So at this point where you can see the clouds underneath you, this is fine. You should be able to enter no problem. Just fly up. It is unfortunate that you have to fly fairly high up to do this, but that's okay. I mean, not the end of the world, right? I mean, it's probably better anyway, so people don't blow your Avenger out the sky. But it does work. It hasn't been patched. It's kind of nice that you can actually get back in with a little patience, and once you've kind of done it a few times, then it comes easier to do, and then it shouldn't take you too long to actually get in. Like I said, find that spot. As soon as you see kind of that blue circle or that message saying pop up, just let go. Don't actually move your car, and you'll notice after probably 10-15 seconds it'll pop up again. So you just keep on spamming that button to get in. You can go back and forth. Sometimes it will actually, very, very rarely I found, it will actually have that button there, kind of staying there without disappearing. It really just comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes, is what I experienced. Sometimes it'll kind of stay there a bit longer and it'll just give you the chance to enter into your Avenger, right? But very possible. So hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. It's kind of neat that we can still do this, and hopefully Rockstar will not patch this, because I think without this we shouldn't actually even have to do this at all. I mean, we should just be able to enter the Avenger. I mean, you know, we fly close by or we fly into the tail and it should give us an option to enter. I mean, that's how it should work, right? The fact that, you know, we have to go back and forth on the tail just seems a little retarded, right? So, but anyway, it is what it is. There is a workaround, not the end of the world. You also notice if you're flying at a distance towards the Avenger, you'll see a blue circle, and as you get closer, it'll disappear, right? So, not sure why they did that. Maybe it's just a bug they'll fix at some point. Maybe they will allow us to enter the Avenger normally. Who knows? I think we should be able to. By all means. But yeah, I did actually find sitting on the tail worked a little bit better than sort of on the between the turrets and the tail. But whatever spot you find that works for you, go ahead and use that. It's obviously easier to kind of sit on the back just because it's flat, and sometimes you will roll off the back, so it might be a downside, but not the end of the world. Again, you just fly back up and try again, right? So there you go. Hope you found this useful. You'll see I'll continue trying different positions, just you know, and then later on I will fly near the ground and try it again to show you. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.